my name is Terry Lee, and today's project is to make this flip book, and the kit is called Back to Nature by Paperie. You can find them on Etsy. Today's project, like I said, is a flip book, and since this opens so far up, I'm going to do it sideways for you. So you open the first page, and there's the name of the paper, just in case I forget. And this is fussy cut out, so the picture underneath is exactly the same as this picture, but I put this pocket in with a little flap underneath it so it doesn't lay flat against the page and it isn't so tight. This little notebook here I used making some hand-dyed paper, and that I sprayed with homemade alcohol ink. And at the end, maybe I'll show you how to make that as a little bonus video. And on this next page are two tags, and they're in what I would call a backwards fussy cut. In other words, the pocket is the where I cut this rose out, because I thought I was going to use it, but then it was awful big, so I didn't. But then I thought, well, I can use the page. And now this pocket is open on the side because these tags are so long that it makes it easier to put them back in that way. And then when you flip to the next page, since this is kind of thick, I didn't put anything up there, so I put a page that I liked. And then this notepad is held shut by these they're not rivets, what are they called? Anyway, you know, those little things that are hooked like this that I forgot to put in before, but we're going to put them in and then put the paper on. And this notepad is the same paper, and it's held by a paper clip with a Tim Holtz ephemera added onto it. We're going to go over how to do all of this. And then on the next page is double pockets. These are placeholder cards. One goes up here, and it's behind the paper, and the these are made out of manila folders, this book. And then this is behind the between the manila folders, so they're big tags, but they don't touch each other. On this page I added a pocket, and I used the pocket that's the exact same picture as this, and then the tag is got some homemade dyed paper on the back, and I cut the tag off so that when it fits in the pocket, that the well, if you do it right, that the wing lines right up and it looks like it's all one thing. And then on the back page is the mirror image of the owl, and I covered the top because you'll be able to see where all the folders are joined together, so you really should cover the top with something. And I just happened to use a complementary color washi tape. So what you're going to need to make this is a junk journal kit, and these are for the big pages as well as the ephemera. So these are the big pages I'm going to use. We're going to use the same kit because I had a whole bunch of pages printed out already, and there's a couple that are going to be different. I didn't use this one last time, but I really like that owl. And I keep calling this kit Owls, but it's called Back to Nature. But anyway, so some of them I've cut out already, and this is a new one too. We're going to have this image on the back instead of a mirror image of the owl. Okay, and then you're also going to need all of the ephemera. Well, not all of it, but you're going to need to have a kit. If you don't use this one, you're going to need to have a kit that has quite a bit of ephemera with it, so you can pick and choose, and always keep your scraps. When I made this journal here, then or folio, I guess you would call it, then I saved everything, and here's that rose that I fussy cut out. As you can see, it is quite big, so I guess you could use it if you cut the blooms off, but I think the blooms kind of make it pretty. Anyway, so you're going to need that, and you're going to need 3 manila folders. Okay, and I don't know, we're going to have to decide how many pages we want. I always wished there was one more, but this is kind of chunky monkey, so and it's mainly because of this. So brads, that's what they're called. See, I knew I'd think of it. Anyway, so we're going to have to decide what we want to do. I say we because you and I together are going to make this. You're going to need the basics. You're going to need a pencil. You're going to need a ruler. Now, this metal ruler is nice. You can use it for, ignore the hair. You don't need the hair. But this is nice because it's nice and heavy. Plus, you can use it to tear paper if you want. You're going to need scissors. And the reason I'm going to show you scissors is because these are arthritis scissors and or ergonomic scissors, and you don't have to pull to open them like you do regular scissors, so you don't get that mark on your hand. And it's got a spring in it. It almost works like garden shears. And then there's some little bitty ones too that you can get with them, or not with them as a set, but that you can get. And the little ones are titanium, and these are made by Fiskars. And of course the links are down below just in case you're interested. You're going to need, let's put my ruler back where it goes. Everything has to go back where it goes. You're going to need a paper trimmer. Speaking of back where it goes, let's move all this out of the way. You're going to need a paper trimmer. Now, I use this one also by Fiskars. It's one of my favorite brands, and it actually opens out to 15 inches, and that will allow you to work with the manila folders. If you have a guillotine, you know, the one that goes down, that will work as well. I have one. I'm not used to it yet, so I kind of have trouble lining the pages up, but that's just me. So you're also going to need some glue, and I'm going to talk about the glue for a second. I use Fabrifix. This is not the bottle that it came in. This is a cake decorating bottle, and I like it because it's soft squeeze, and the Fabrifix bottle is kind of hard to squeeze. And I just stuck a pin in the top, and I saw this on one of the Facebook groups that I hang out in, to stick the pin through a little flower first, and that way when you lay the pin down, you could find it. I thought that was a nifty idea. Oh, the reason I like Fabrifix, I realize I talk really fast. The reason I like Fabrifix is it sticks paper to paper, paper to fabric, and fabric to fabric. And the reason also is that this is not a water-based glue, so it doesn't leave those glue marks, you know, the wrinkles on the other side of the page when you glue something down. Optional would be a corner rounder. Now, I didn't round the corners on this, but depending on it, whether you use this kit or not, or what style you like, you may want to round the corners. Let's see. We may use a scoreboard, but we probably won't. This is a scoreboard. If you're going to use one, or if we need to use one, since we're working with manila folders, you're probably going to need a 12 by 12. Okay, and then the last thing, I know my voice is coming and going, but it's because I'm setting things down. The last thing you're going to need is some ink and a dauber, because we're going to ink everything. We're going to ink around the pages. We're going to ink around the edges of the manila folders. We're going to ink around our ephemera. We will be inking everything. Now, I'm going to go one shade darker than I did last time because I think it will kind of cover up the manila folder a little bit better. Plus, I think since this does have some black in it, I think this darker ground espresso color will be better. This is Distress ink. It's a Tim Holtz or Ranger ink, Tim Holtz, whatever. And I got this in a 4-pack for only $11. So I know that some of the Tim Holtz stuff is kind of expensive, so that's why I mentioned the exact one. So that's what we're going to do for our project. This is the flip through and the introduction video, and in the next video we're going to start going over how to go about putting the manila folder part of this together. Alright, well, I'll see you next time, and that'll be second for you and day for me. Alrighty, bye bye.